When I was about 8 years old, I first heard about something called climate change or global warming. Apparently that was something humans had created by our way of living. I was told to turn off the lights to save energy and to recycle paper to save resources. I remember thinking that it was very strange that humans, who are an animal species among others, could be capable of changing the Earth's climate. Because if we were, and if it was really happening, we wouldn't be talking about anything else. As soon as you turned on the TV, everything would be about that. Headlines, radio, newspapers, you would never read or hear about anything else. As if there was a world war going on. But no one ever talked about it. If burning fossil fuels was so bad that it threatened our very existence, how could we just continue like before? Why were there no restrictions? Why wasn't it made illegal? To me, that did not add up. It was too unreal. I have Asperger's syndrome, and to me, almost everything is black and white. I think in many ways that we autistic are the normal ones, and the rest of the people are pretty strange. They keep saying that climate change is an existential threat and the most important issue of all. And yet, they just carry on like before. If the emissions have to stop, then we must stop the emissions. To me, that is black or white. There are no grey areas when it comes to survival. Either we go on as a civilization or we don't. We have to change. Countries like Sweden and the UK need to start reducing emissions by at least 15% every year. And that is so that we can stay below a 2-degree warming target. Now the IPCC say that we have to aim for 1.5 degrees. So we can only imagine what that means. You would think every one of our leaders and the media will be talking about nothing else. But no one ever mentions it. Nor does anyone ever mention anything about the greenhouse gases already locked in the system. Nor that air pollution is hiding a warming. So when we stop burning fossil fuels, we already have an extra 0.5 to 1.1 degrees Celsius guaranteed. Nor does hardly anyone ever mention that we are in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, with about 200 species going extinct every single day. Furthermore, does no one ever speak about the aspect of equity, clearly stated everywhere in the Paris Agreement and the Kyoto Protocol, which is absolutely necessary to make the Paris Agreement work on a global scale. That means that rich countries need to get down to zero emissions within 6 to 12 years, so that people in poorer countries can heighten their standard of living by building some of the infrastructure that we have already built. Because how can we expect countries like India or Nigeria to care about the climate crisis if we, who already have everything, don't care even a second about it or our actual commitments to the Paris Agreement? If I live to be 100, I will be alive in the year 2103. When you think about the future today, you don't think beyond the year 2050. By then, I will, in the best case, not even have lived half of my life. What happens next? The year 2078, I will celebrate my 75th birthday. What we do or don't do right now will affect my entire life and the lives of my children and grandchildren. When school started in August this year, I decided that this was enough. I sat myself down on the ground outside the Swedish Parliament. I school striked for the climate. Today we use 100 million barrels of oil every single day. There are no politics to change that.
There are no politics to change that.
There are no rules to keep that oil in the ground.
There are no rules to keep that oil in the ground.
So we can't save the world by playing by the rules.
So we can't save the world by playing by the rules.
Because the rules have to be changed.
Because the rules have to be changed.
Everything needs to change.
Everything needs to change.
And it has to start today.
And it has to start today.
So everyone out there,
So everyone out there,
it is now time for civil disobedience.
it is now time for civil disobedience.
It is time to rebel.
It is time to rebel!